kasi within the skyway, here for 30 minutes. And you notice, we basically built an exit going to our San Pedro exit. So to be renamed as Unionbank.
We have this street already.
Gusto A Ortiz Drive, corner, Union Drive. So good morning. This is our time with the media, and I guess I started it off by thanking all of you guys for coming over. I have here Senor Mon Duarte, aka our transaction banking head, as well as the guy responsible for bringing the campus together. He's been working day and night trying to make sure that we have a place for innovation here in Untitled Chapter. Give it up to Mon. Our Chief Human Resource Officer, also in charge of Labor and Love, Michelle Rubio. If you have time, I encourage you to pass by the second floor to see what we have there in areas of education, future of workplace, etc. I think tomorrow we'll have a major event to inaugurate the collaboration with AIDT in our efforts. Friday. In our efforts to increase digital transformation, skill sets, and capabilities in government and in the private sector. And on my right side, in Unionbank True Colors of Orange, is our Chief Information and Operations Officer, Dennis Umila. He naman is in charge of everything zeros and ones in this building. And the things that you see were working, the Wi-Fi, and all of them, the software. I encourage you also to visit their operations area in the 4th floor. They have a lot of neat stuff there. So, welcome, and I'll open it up to Q&A.
Boss, ikaw lang.
Sorry. Sorry. And James, of course, who has worked tirelessly. This has been the longest 6 weeks of his life. But together with our partners, he pulled it off. James, I know you know James very well. Okay, James, we're at your pleasure.
Yes, thank you very much, Henry, for the opening remarks. But before we start, Henry, let me acknowledge first the media that we have here. So we have Philippine Daily Inquirer, Business Mirror, at iba pang pangyayari. Bob Reyes, of course, is here. Corner Magazine, Manual to Life. Wow, okay. Manila Times, Lionheart TV, Megabytes, What's Up, Bulgar Newspaper, Journal Group, Manila Insights, Front Page, Business World, Manila Bulletin, World News, Daily Tribune, Net25, ANC Market Edge, Azarel, Maryland.com. Yes. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for starting off with the welcoming remarks. So good morning to all our media friends who have joined us today for the first Unionbank Innovation Festival. So again, I guess you all know me na, but I am James Ileto. I'm the head of the Corporate Media and Reputation Management of the bank. So today, we're glad that you're here physically. So masaya na to physical. Matagal na tayong sa web lang, sa online tayo nakikita. But first time na tayo ulit, we're together physically in San Pedro, Laguna, in our Innovation Campus. So we're gathered here today, of course, specifically to discuss and launch our first ever Unionbank Innovation Festival. So this will be a yearly event. We hope to see you again next year, but today will be the first big 3 days of the festival. So it's a landmark event that we will give you an in-depth look into the digital solutions and applications developed by our Unionbank, and Tech Up partners as well. So, Henry gave you the opening, but I want to call on, of course, Mon Duarte here, our TBC head, to tell us more about the first in industry campus. Mon?
Thanks, James. Thank you for that. Thanks, Henry, and the rest of the team. And thank you to everybody here for joining us. Apologies we're late to start the media event. I guess we're to be very honest, we're so overwhelmed by the attendance that we're getting today. We just came from walking and touring some other guests, and there was so much engagement, so much more than we were expecting. So we were answering so many questions. So thank you for your patience. Huh? Okay, so let's get off. So let's start off here with just kind of a look back as to what the underlying concept behind the Unionbank Innovation Campus. Let's start off with a short video, I think for a couple of minutes video. Is it ready? Ron?
It all started with
Okay, second is okay. Maybe we can redo that later. We should be buffered. Okay, I think we need to put the media local. Okay, we'll skip that. Make sure you get to view that later. Okay. So what that video begins to answer really is what is the purpose of the UBIC building that we have inaugurated. I'm going to read from my script, if you don't mind. So, in the course of our digital transformation journey, which I'm sure many of you have heard and read about before, we have learned that the best way to come up with innovative banking solutions is by co-creating with those most directly impacted. This building is the venue where our customers, our partners, various communities of interest, as well as government can come together to work on those challenges. This building will house a training facility on the second floor, this floor that we're at right now, that will not just equip and skill up union bankers with the necessary expertise, but it will also house the AIDT, or Asian Institute for Digital Transformation, which is our initiative in partnership with AIDT, which will espouse and teach the principles and techniques for digital transformation. On the upper floors of this building, we will host a large contingent of developers, the team of Dennis introduced earlier. Developers, systems engineers, and solution designers that will work on these projects. These tech experts will work alongside our customers and the broader communities to develop new banking solutions. And on the ground floor, we will have, of course, the head offices of our newest effort, our newest big initiative, that is our digital bank, Union Digital. Now, we are located in the Sandhub Technology Park. This Center for Learning and Creativity will have a campus feel. We recognize that the campus should be aligned with the principles of environmental sustainability, which is why we are pushing for LEED Gold certification. So this building will be LEED Gold certified. LEED provides a framework for healthy, efficient, and carbon and cost-saving green buildings. It is a globally recognized standard for sustainability achievement. And lastly, we built this building to be a smart campus. The building features smart building operations, smart security management, smart access management with facial recognition. I hope maybe we can demo that in the lobby later. Smart collaboration tools and smart meeting technology. I have a video here to talk about that. Is it going to work? Not yet. All right. So yeah, there's a short video from the. Are we going to try one more time? Okay, we'll try this one.
Dear distinguished guests, I'm Jason Tao, CEO of our Global Digital Finance. Today, Unionbank Innovation Campus counts the first smart campus in the Philippines and the first in Asia Pacific finance industry to serve the Filipino banking community. With Huawei Smart Campus technology, this campus will make everyone's life here more collaborative and secure in a smart way. Through intelligent visit access management, smart operation, smarter meeting space, a centralized management platform, artificial intelligence, and a fully connected 5G network. This campus will offer a whole new experience to help Unionbank and its partners collaborate.
I guess that's as far as we get. Maybe we'll try to replay that later, okay? So I think that's it. That was the, yeah, can we pause it now? Yeah, that was the global head for finance of the Huawei Group, who, as we had mentioned earlier, is our partners in making this Unionbank Innovation Campus a smart campus. So I guess that's my end of my opener here.
Thank you, Mon.
James.
Yeah. Okay, now thank you for that intro, Mon, and good morning, everyone. So you have here in front of you Michelle, Dennis, Mon, and Henry for the questions from Benita. So before we go on and start answering questions, our partners from Group Agadep are holding the microphone. And before asking questions, please state your name and organization you're representing, and please limit your follow-up questions to ensure that the other attendees will have a chance to ask your question. So with that said, let's take our first question.
Hi, good morning. I'm Gofi Malala from the Daily Tribune. 2021 was a breakout year for the Philippine startups, but with the fintech-focused companies taking the lion's share of the more than $1 billion in raised capital during that year. How will initiatives like this Innovation Festival and the launching of this Innovation Campus accelerate our position to be the next center of gravity of the digital transformation or digital landscape? And follow-up to that is, how would an initiative like this change the digital landscape in the ASEAN and the Asian regions?
So I'll start siguro. The festival itself, separate from the facility. The festival is a celebration, and I think this is one of the very few times after the lockdown we've all been able to come together in a safe venue. So we said, okay, let's celebrate. So it became a festival because we could have done just a simple ribbon cutting, but we thought, hey, let's celebrate that we're now going into another stage of our economy where it's opening up. In what way to celebrate it than to celebrate it with the theme innovation. And as you also know, we have a lot of guests from government that we've been lucky to have them over. In the next 3 days, they will be here to also partake in the conversation about innovation, transformation for ease of doing business, anti-corruption, improving government service. And I think earlier in the speech of Yusek Almirol, he mentioned about e-governance. So Unionbank has been doing a lot of work in the areas of automating government agencies. As part of our business to provide digital payments, digital transaction, and part of our advocacy to also educate the stakeholders. So that's why Michelle and her team have created the Accelerator Program, AIDD Program, etc. So we have to start somewhere, and this festival hopefully punctuates the start of that initiative. And you know this, you've heard this so many times over. We need to digitize or perish as a nation. I think there's no better time than now, and hopefully this is a start of it. And with you here, I am confident the word will spread, and you will carry the good news throughout the country also. So that's our intention. Maybe you can add something.
Okay, so just a quick one. So startups and fintechs. So maybe what I'd like to share first and foremost is that we embrace them. Our mentality is, our belief is that they have unique value that they bring, and we have our unique value as well. And if we collaborate, yung iba kasi parang they look at the fintech startup, what are they doing? We're bigger, we're gonna see what they're doing, we'll do it ourselves and kill them. Sa amin hindi. We believe that they're part of the ecosystem, they have unique values and ours. If we put together, we can serve the Filipinos better. So what have we done? From a tech perspective, we have our API gateway. It's a technical term, but basically what it means to the layman is we have exposed our capabilities So if you're a fintech, you have an application, you can actually embed, we call it embedded or invisible banking. Or it could be fintech ABC, and then I can put InstaPay, bills payment, buy load in my app, but you don't know what's powering it is UBP. You don't see it anymore. But a lot of fintechs today actually consume our capabilities, but it's already embedded in their app. No, you don't have to use our app, you can use their app, but it's actually powered by us. Why did we do that? If you look at it, it's a different mentality. We're sharing our capabilities versus like protecting them. And that's why your second point is yung concept of don't give them the fish, teach them how to fish. So whether they're SMEs, startups, etc., it's not just about giving them loans so that they can get the financial services they can be effective. We help. Si Sir James in the Eureka event before, we were talking to some startups, but we realized they don't have presence on the internet. Guess what? We ended up creating websites for them. Does the bank need to do that? Normally, no. But we want to go beyond and really help them do that. And just putting all these things together, I just want to stick with two so that it doesn't clutter it. But that's why in my personal belief, it became the darling of the fintechs. Because they know that we really want to collaborate with them, we empower them, and we do things for them. So that's it. Thank you.
And follow-up question to Mr. Monduarte. I visited Unionbank's blockchain university back in New York, Ortigas, before the pandemic. But now you mentioned earlier that this Sand Hub Innovation Campus is designed to co-create innovative solutions. So what kind of products are you looking at? And do you have any specific innovation tools or innovative products that you are looking at?
So here, this is going to be a venue for co-creation and applying the techniques and the technologies such as blockchain to be able to figure out and introduce new banking solutions. We are working. I hope you get to tour the booths later. You'll get to see some of the different executions that we're doing with government, for example, right? We're doing executions to help and facilitate via our payments. We are doing executions to facilitate even payments for tax, I should call it case filings at the Supreme Court and the entire court system. These are all kinds of different communities, right, that need new ways of approaching these problems. These processes that are being used have historically been in there for so long, and some of them are quite inefficient. So by coming together here in a venue like this and applying technologies of all sorts, I mean, blockchain is just one device, right? I mean, there are so many other techniques involving data science, modeling, scoring, all of these things that can be applied to solve those problems, right? So it's really about creating a venue where we can come together, and also in the cases where we also want to kind of like equip our collaborators, our partner collaborators, as we work on these projects, it can be a venue to skill them up and train them. And maybe that's a segue here for Michelle to talk about the kind of training programs that we could be running here as we attack. Oh yeah, definitely. You'll see in our executions we have partners with down to smaller SME. Well, it's very hard to be working with individual SMEs. So when you at that level, you have to be working with groups, and that's what I mean when I talk about communities, right? So we're talking about mga samahan ng mga retailers or like we just came from Baguio. There's a program going over there where the local government wants to sort of like introduce digital payments using QR technology in the local markets, the web markets, and diba? So those are kinds of things. But it's not just a matter of going there and giving an internet connection. You really have to come up with new ways of solving, because there's been some very real problems. that need new ways of thinking to be addressed.
I think in addition to that, in one of the, I think it will be this afternoon, that we would be launching a hackathon in partnership with DTI, and there will be 6 teams solving 2 problems from DTI on MSMEs. So that's really something to watch out for, because and we plan to continue this because I think part of the whole agenda of taking up Unionbank is also taking up the country, and we are very open to partner because when you innovate, you have to have diverse groups, and when you come together, the ideas become better, the executions become better, and in the process, we learn. We learn from each other, and that is important, that we actually allow ourselves to assimilate into this tech community and learn from each other. So that is really helping us also. Maybe you're wondering, why is Unionbank like a tech company? And that's really an aspiration. We want to be a tech company with a banking franchise. And so a lot of people, our people are really high-tech, but also high-touch. So the important thing is also to be human-centered, as well as knowledgeable of all these technologies and how we can use these technologies to help elevate the lives of the communities where we serve. Hello.
Hello, yes. Good morning. This is Alden Monzon from the Philippine Daily Inquirer. With the inauguration of this innovation facility, which seemed like a pretty big investment to upscale the skills of your employees, how would you characterize growth prospects now? Do you see stronger or more rapid growth this year or the next? And also, if you can share a ballpark figure of this projection. Thank you.
Arden, ano? Alden. So the facility is not just for training our employees. Actually, the facility, just to add to what you asked, no? The facility is also our business continuity building and disaster recovery. So this is actually a compliance building also. In order for us to safely service our customers and the public and be there with more resiliency, this is some of the facilities are replicas of the facilities that we have in Libis, which is City and former Citibank office, now with Unionbank, and our Unionbank Plaza. So it's a replica of that. Also, growth, it's too early to provide specific numbers, but I think as of this month, we're seeing that we're better than last year because the economy is really opening up. Second, well, you guys are here. You could just imagine how it was last year, right? And we're coming up with new products that will shore up our growth. Not only is Unionbank, by the way, coming up with new products, we have subsidiaries all over the place. We have Banco Kabayan for our agri-rural banking, and you know how agri is picking up right now. And if you go outside the building, you will see a lot of e-vehicles. That's courtesy of our City Savings Bank subsidiary. And tomorrow is when we will inaugurate our e-vehicle loan program, which will supplement the growth in our motorcycle business and in the growth of our general lending business. There's also Union Digital. Union Digital is our new baby, and their headquarters is at the second floor also. They see a lot of community banking happening, and this event has actually allowed their CEO, R.V. Rivera, to solidify some of those partnerships with government and with private sector. And I guess the card business is growing strong. They've provided phenomenal results as early as now. I'm saying all of that to supplement the numbers that you're asking, so I won't give you the number, but you can see in a general sense where all of these are going.
Thank you, Chief. Ako, just a quick addition. You can review, you can check the share prices and it's really increasing. No? But I'll tell a secret also. So we earmark budgets for running the business, growing the business. But we also earmark portion of our budget for transforming the business. One thing that's good with UBP, the budget that we put there, you don't want to ask, no, sa transformation budget, how much you're gonna generate because you're gonna kill the innovation. Pagdating doon, you just want them to, go try it out, experiment, worry about monetizing it later. This is the new concept of startups. They, build the momentum, build the number, and then if you have the number, you can worry about monetizing it later. A lot of things for us happened that way. Now we started our digital account opening, boom. Our mobile check deposit, take a picture, boom. So, pero pag nag-experiment kami, we give it time. Otherwise, as I've said, you kill the transformation. So, also, in terms of growth, na-mention kanina yung blockchain, ako may personal aspiration. I think the Filipinos, very, very good developers. World-class developers. And this blockchain, imagine if Philippines is #1 in blockchain development. And this is why through Ma'am Michelle's program, we did Blockchain 101 where we trained 100 people to be good at blockchain. Later, this afternoon, we're launching the Metaverse Center of Excellence. It's another technology. So it's about really learning about those, putting it into how it can help in different parts of the business or the business enabling teams. So it gives us a really good way to experiment, and try things out. But eventually, of course, it all leads to growth. And as Sir Henry mentioned, you can just look at the numbers, and I haven't even mentioned that the city integration. We're bringing in the city consumer business because we were able to get that. That alone is a huge jump in terms of growth for us. That's it. Thank you.
Sir, a follow-up question lang. When it comes to growth prospects, I understand, sir, that you might not be able to provide an exact ballpark figure. But can you provide us a descriptive term like, do you see more rapid growth or stronger growth or going back to pre-pandemic levels? Just so we can gauge the business sentiment of Unionbank.
Yeah, so, sige, stronger growth. That's the word I'm going to mention. And to give you some example, if you look into, I'll drill down into some examples. If you're asking, is it going to be better than the years before? It is very, very true with our City Savings Bank, City Savings Bank subsidiary. Our loan portfolio is growing faster than last year during the pandemic. Our motorcycle business is actually doing much, much better now. And that's why we thought, hey, why don't we take it to the next stage, which is e-vehicle financing. So to give you an idea, we will start launching that product where we sign up with TODAS, tricycle operators drivers, hindi mo isang TODAS, to swap, medyo, dated, sorry. So we will provide them a way to upgrade their legacy tricycles to e-vehicles. So strong growth is ahead of us. Also, the fact that government is digitizing provides Unionbank a great opportunity to expand its portfolio also. So I use the word very strong.
Hello, good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Felina from Bulgar. At this point of UBP success, is there any chance or plan to have a new ambassador? Brand ambassador?
Like a celebrity brand
Yes. Diba?
Yeah, we need to ask Anna.
Is there
Siguro. So I'll throw the question back at you. Do you have anyone in mind? If let's say Unionbank, let's do some market research. who would be the closest to our brand in terms of a brand ambassador? I am not saying that it's impossible. I think it can be considered like most other strong brands, but sige nga, anong ano? You're in the know, so who would be the best
Actually, you
endorser?
said kanina, di ba, meron kayong branding programs, no products, more on agri.
Yes.
Agriculture, di ba? What about the president? Di ba? Joker. Ayaw mo eh.
I think he represents the whole of government, not just agriculture. And the fact that the bank is working closely with government agencies to automate, I think that's a given already. That we want to be known as a private bank with the intention to help digitize government. So I think that's it. But from a celebrity standpoint, siguro hindi tanong ko. Sige, ano tayo? Stalemate tayo. So far, but if your ask is it a possibility? I think so. We're not ruling it out. It's just that I think right now we have a good team in like si James and Anna and Albert who will study that and do the necessary market sensing.
Yeah, to add quickly lang, no? So yes, we're open, that's our answer. But if you look at our execution, mostly we use yung common, yung persona, yung tao talaga who's there. Kasi we think that's more relatable to them. No? So, but of course, as I've said, we're open, we leave it to our marketing people. But I think it's also effective kasi yung mga tao na nag-talk about our products and all are people who's really using it. Pag nag-marketing ka, dapat kayang i-back up with talagang gumagana siya, nagagamit ng tao, yun yan. So, yun lang.
Ako may dadagdag ako dyan kasi I think the best ambassadors are really our employees.
Yeah.
So they advocate for us and I'd like to let you know, ang taas ng employee engagement ng Unionbank and I think that's why wala no talent. So really, our employees are brand ambassadors. So if you like look at every day, you Google Unionbank, you'll see leaders, our managers, our team members giving talks across different sectors, across different audiences because they can advocate for the bank and speak for the bank.
Siguro, dagdag ko na rin doon. Aside from our employees, are fantastic. Our Net Promoter Score, which is, I think you know, rates how well a customer would endorse us. One of our biggest group of endorsers would be our customers also because our Net Promoter Score is really very high. Meaning, if you ask somebody if they'll recommend you, most probably they'll say yes, we'll recommend, or they have recommended you.
Okay, thank you. Another, sir, follow-up question. Any hint, kung pwede na kami bigyan ng hint, kung sino yung mga VIPs na dating within 3 days?
I will pass that on to James because he has an official list. James, VIPs that are going to come over?
Due to privacy, data privacy. We've invited a lot of VIPs, both from the public and private. We have a program, we'll share you with the program through Agatep so that you can see all the names that are there.
Okay, thank you.
But you have to be here every day to see them. Para surprise yun, surprise.
Kaya nangihinga na ng hint para at least meron ka may sulat.
Yeah.
Let me just add something connected but not quite the same, but connected to what Kofi was asking, you know, and also how Al was asking about the value of the festival. I was just looking at my cards now because before coming up here, I had in fact was approached by a senior officer of Department of Agriculture who's here, and I think will be here also on Friday. And that's exactly the value of a festival like this. He's looking at our executions, and it gives him ideas. It stimulates his thoughts, and he engages us. And that gives us an open conversations. The reason we were so late coming to the media, because our rapport with USEC, David, was taking so long because he was getting so many ideas and he's wanting. In fact, he even gave us a presentation on the ones that were impromptu. So that's the value of a festival like this, the collaboration, bringing minds. And you put the purpose of the material out there is to stimulate and to drive and to trigger engagement and discussion for new ideas. And that's really what it's all about. And then we combine it with the facilities like this for training and learning and collaboration. I just want to connect. Parang dami na connected dots in the conversation.
Hello po, Cesar po from Net25. Gusto ko nga po sabihin kanina, baka po pwedeng gusto nyo tip up kung gawin yung mga ambassadors kasi sila tinira. Pero may iba naman po ako, sir, ma'am. I would like to know po how your security doon po sa cyber hacking. Marami po kasi ngayon, right now, in our generation, hindi po talaga kami nagtitiwala sa mga online banking. How can you assure to us po na hindi po kami mahahack? And at the same time po, yung security po ng bawat and technology, kumbaga, cyber activities po ng Unionbank.
Yeah. So, sorry, you're from Net25?
Cesar po.
Cesar. Yeah, Cesar. So that's very timely, that question. So during this festival, actually, we will have, ask about VIPs, we will have a signing with the telco leaders. So we'll have a memorandum of agreement with them that says the telco and Unionbank. For that matter, it's going to be a template that will be also applied to the other banking space. So I think BAP also has a separate initiative in that one. And why is the telco critical? Because that's the main pipe for which all the transactions go. And the nice thing about the telco naman is they recognize the critical role they play in securing all digital transactions. That and also, I think you've heard Secretary Ivan said it many times over. Yeah, they will have a digital counterpart of the PLCs. It will be executed in the mobile phone. And I'm also part of the working group with the telcos and the ICT to ensure that we step up in terms of the security. So, right now, each bank, like Unionbank, provide their own cybersecurity facility infrastructure. I would encourage you to see it for yourself. It's on the 4th floor. We have a cybersecurity command center there that is a mirror of another cybersecurity command center in 2 continents and in Ortigas. That's the only way we can protect them right now. Where we are very, very vigilant and we go after those that would be threat actors. Also, we're working closely with the government and the telcos to make sure that we tighten up on the monitoring also. So that's the other part there is enforcement. So I think they've appointed ASEC Ramos, I believe, of CICC, and we will work closely with him to coordinate and be more proactive in plugging the cybersecurity issues. And if you should encounter any problem, we have a good team of cybersecurity professionals and anti-fraud practitioners who are trained to be customer-centric, who will act fast and resolve whatever problems you have.
Yeah, thank you. Pati po yung information sa members ninyo about how they can secure the accounts. Yun po.
You mean data privacy?
Opo.
Yes.
Nakakatanggap po ng mga emails na about the security of the accounts. Yung basta hindi po basta maniniwala sa mga text scam.
Yes, tama.
Kasi even our text scam, yung mga text scam, kilala po kami, alam yung pangalan namin. Nakakatanggap kami yung pangalan po.
Yeah, to add to that, kasi
there was you've been getting from NTC and from the that there are don't believe in text messages that have your name and because again we have this campaign called Cybersure. So again it's to add to what HR said, it's a shared responsibility between either the telco or the financial institution and its clients. You also have to do your part to secure your account. So when in doubt, when it's too good to be true, if there is a reward or some kind of scare tactic that's being thrown to you via email or message, then obviously you can call to verify it. Because once you start clicking away on those links, which we don't do anyways, no bank nor telco already would use clickable links so it's a shared responsibility. We're doing our part also to educate our clients to be aware of the latest things that are happening.
Siguro I'll just add na lang, as an industry, the Bankers Association of the Philippines working with BSP has a threat sharing mechanism, cybersecurity threat mechanism. We actually have a cybersecurity committee in the BAP where all the banks sit and address that issue. So, one talaga, and I think something na we need to address is the use of anonymous SIM cards. And, I won't belabor the point. There have been several moves already so that through legislation or executive action. That's going to be solved. I'm confident it's going to be solved in the next coming months. Second also, the trust for e-governance. I mean, it has to be secure, otherwise, you have your phone, you get your ayuda, you pay your taxes. Imagine if that's not secure, a lot of citizens will really start complaining. So that's being addressed, and I think, the proof of the pudding is when you start seeing all of this happen. And I have a strong belief that a lot of bolder steps will be taken in the next coming months to address cybersecurity.
May final question naman po, sir. Thank you for the information po. I browsed on your social media page a while ago, and I found out na meron po kayong ino-offer na savings for yung mga kababayan po natin na may mga low incomes without interest, without initial deposit. Parang kayo lang yata yung bank right now that offering that kind of offers po sa atin po mga kababayan. You call that tabi-tabi po. Opo. In a short description po, paano niyo po ito na-organize? Itong app? Meron po kayong offers sa social media. Sa Unionbank Facebook page, tabi-tabi po campaign. It's ano po kasi siya eh. Kumbaga price po siya sa Pilipina na yung tabi-tabi po. Opo. Ngayon po, yung savings niyo po, kumbaga ino-offer niyo po without initial deposit. Ganun. Pero ito po yung ino-offer nyo para po sa mga kababayan natin, kahit nasa low income sila, makakapag-savings po sila. Kasi
yeah, so I think the best people that can answer yung mga sa product team namin. But yes, we have different products that we launch for people, different types of loans, may mga quick loans, ganyan, just really to offer the services to them. Sometimes we market it differently, but yes, that's part of our aspiration talaga, to be able to deliver the financial services to more Filipinos. And since we're digital, the aspiration really is you bring your cost down so that you can really provide it for them at a very affordable price.
thank you so much po, and good luck po sa...
Again, we have, we'll send you over that. We have one last question it's a Viber in question from Rizal Reyes, Business Mirror. So, what is the timetable for the LEED Gold certification? As a follow-up, is it your response to adopt the ESG system? Thank you. This is from Rizal Reyes of Business Mirror.
There's a specific schedule for that, no? But that takes a few months. We have to the person follow-up response, and we have to follow up with them. I have to get a specific answer from the premises team. They're the ones managing the schedule. May steps in it. It has to go. There's a certain activity that happens during the design of the building, and then during the construction, the processes, everything from the energy consumption, the facilities, the ventilation, all these kinds of things. And then there's an audit that's going to happen. So I think the timetable for that is like 2 or 3 months after completion of the
Okay,
structure.
no.
But don't quote me. I have to get
Yeah, we'll
specific
send
from,
details of that
from facilities team.
Okay, we have last 2 questions there.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Rory Visco from frontpageph.com. It's no secret that the Avoidus Group is undergoing a massive digital transformation journey, and with a desire to become the country's first tech conglomerate. Okay, how is this innovation hub going to play its role in terms of the digital transformation of all the companies within the group? And next question is on the digitization of governance in the Philippines. Again, what is the role of this innovation hub? How will it look at the possibilities of helping the government digitize its processes and service offerings to the public? Thank you.
Yeah, so the tech conglomerate initiative for the EEB group is actually part of this initiative. In fact, we're part of that initiative also. So Michelle runs the HR stream on culture and organization. Dennis runs the technology side. I help out in the steering committee. So we work closely with our fellow EEB colleagues, and they're also a part of this event. And this accelerates some of the ideas that they have. We provide them, the reason why it's called also the Sun Hub, is a San Antonio Hub, but also a Sun Hub or a sandbox, is that they can also experiment here. The e-vehicles were coordinated with them, and there are several more that we're working, like renewable energy and stuff. So this is part of that, and we're closely working with them to make that conglomerate dream a reality as quickly as possible. And the government, yes, now reality. On the governance side naman, e-governance is e-government is a big thing. That's why you'll see a lot of collaboration with DTI. I think there's a facility that's going to be inaugurated tomorrow on I think Friday. The Center for AI. I won't steal their thunder. That we want to. Tomorrow there's several sessions with them. Today there's a hackathon. Of course, agriculture's here. We also have the ICT and many more. So this is a place where government agencies can also experiment with their digital efforts.
It's sort of an incubation hub.
Also, yes.
So Chief, we call it Great Transformation 2025. That's the tech conglomerate aspiration. It's really just to let you understand that we work as a group of companies. We leverage on each other's strengths, and I think that's one thing that's really unique with us kasi we represent different industries in the Avoidus group. So we have power, we have food, we have banking, etc. So we're really leveraging on that. And then on the government, it's really, Sir Hen is really leading the way, helping the Supreme Court, BIR, etc. For example, sa Supreme Court, yung payment, you have to go there physically. So, wala pa. But we're getting there. Actually, we're not just giving them the tech. We're also equipping them. We're teaching them how to do it agile. And so we're conducting a lot of training, awareness. So ngayon, nakakatuwa kasi parang the government is now able to work on MVPs, design thinking, yung ganyan. So we tell them the concept of squads, ganyan. So I think, sa amin, if that happens kasi, our customers, diba, it adds value kasi they have their app. Now I can pay whatever, Supreme Court or BIR, BPI, etc. No, hopefully nga yung mga MMDA, di ba? Oo, di ba? So yun, sir. But of course, it's a lot of work, but that's part of sabi nga ni Sir Mon, it's about really inciting those ideas and then working together, working with different groups to bring the ideas to life.
Pre-pandemic,
Last two questions.
pre-pandemic, it was the plan of Unionbank to reduce the number of brick and mortar branches and focus more on digital transactions. And the pandemic proved you right, because you registered very strong growth in the number of your client base. And now that things are starting to normalize, you launched Union Digital. Is Union Digital the next transition of Unionbank? And to Ma'am Michelle, can you give us the experience of how is banking in a metaverse environment?
Ako na papasagutin mo ganun. So, we will show you, but anyway, there are experiments in the metaverse kasi that's the physical world, di ba? We have the physical world and the digital world. So, how might we do banking and payments in the virtual world? So, maraming use cases yan, lalo na sa gaming, ano ba yung mga use cases? Education, training, art. So, we actually have an auction of our digital artifacts of our 40 years in the bank, and we are going to raise funds using NFTs later on. So anyway, these are interesting applications, and we form a center of excellence on metaverse. So by the way, we have 8 centers of excellence on really advanced technologies because we want to experiment, do R&D, and of course build communities of practice around that. So, maganda itong pandemic nabanggit ko yung pandemic kasi it's actually giving us more time to imagine. Challenging yung maging naka-lockdown ka, work from home, but it is actually helping us reimagine the future of work, the future of banking, and it's very good because our people are collaborating. So there are many ideas, not just from leadership of Unionbank, but across all the employee groups in the bank that participate, and we really welcome their ideas. So very collaborative effort yan when it comes to innovation.
Actually, one innovation that we're very proud of also, and it's appropriate to the times, is our e-bow. So yung branch on wheels namin dati, and you've seen the presentation on the branch on wheels. It has gone around during the pandemic, dispensing ayuda to a lot of Now that the prices of oil is up, we said, why don't we create an environmentally sustainable branch on wheels? So meron kaming e-bow. So you'll see that it's a nice bus, but when you enter, it's a full-blown banking branch. So find it out there. So kasama siya ng mga e-trikes, but it's a much bigger full-function bus, and the first one that we will launch in the next coming month. So we'll deploy them in Mindanao, in Visayas, and of course we have them in Luzon already. So catch that bus. Union Digital is built from ground up to be a digital bank. That's a difference. So with Union Bank, we're a digital bank, but we still have branch banking, that's brick and mortar. But the difference with Union Digital is it's absolutely digital through and through. Yes. But they address a separate segment of the market from us. So one thing that Union Bank is very good at, because we have multiple brands, our marketing group is very good in market segmentation. So they do not adversely impact the overlapping customer bases kasi may focus and concentrated. So Union Digital will cater to another segment where communities are the basis of their interrelationships.
Okay, last question.
My check. Alright. Good day po sa lahat. I'm Adrian from Business World. Congratulations po sa Unionbank for the Innovation Center and the Innovation Festival. Since you mentioned about startups, aside po from the Innovation Center and the festival, could you share at least siguro three top of mind other recent developments ng Unionbank in terms of supporting startups? And on top of that, what kinds of startups would you want to collaborate with? And what solutions from startups na do you seek to develop?
Okay, it's a good question, Adrian. Which is a segue to what I'm going to ask you to tour next. We have an innovation wall. We have a patent wall. So ask us about how do we help the fintech. The fintechs have helped us a lot with their collaboration with us to create and invent new services. And what floor is the patent wall again? It's on the mezzanine. And if you take the time to look at the patent wall, and you'll see close to about 19 Unionbank patent. In fact, the head of the Intellectual Property Office, the Director General, will be here tomorrow to inaugurate the patent wall. So if you notice, yung selfie banking, yung digital check, they are patented with Unionbank. Now, one of the things that we help the startup communities, those patents have been transformed into APIs, or application programming interfaces, that they can check in and check out and embed in their startups. So that's one way. Second, through our work in UBX, we actually invest in startups. UBX itself being a startup 3 years ago, now the fastest growing fintech in Southeast Asia. We invest in them and we engage them. In fact, some of our new executives in UBX came from the startup community, and you'll meet them. They're nice guys. And third, I think, like the hackathon that's going to be held this afternoon, this campus, the Metaverse panel later, we're giving them a venue to experiment again and to come together as a community. So this could be a regular event or events every year. What we've noticed is when you bring startups together, they create and aggregate new inventions and technology. So those are the three ways we're helping them out. Top of mind.
Yeah, ako, Chief, sorry, didn't get your name? Adrian, yeah. Ako, two things, no? What's important is what value we want to give to our customers or to our clients. So if it's a fintech, okay, that's looking to enrich the lives of whatever, farmers, teachers, drivers, etc., yan yung hinahanap namin. So we want to work with them because they really are focused in helping different communities of Filipinos that really needs services, no, and para they can be more successful, they can become better. So we're looking for fintechs where we can collaborate na may ganung passion, no. Yung second is technology. So syempre fintechs who's starting up, let's say, with Metaverse. Ayan, usap tayo, ganyan, may mga tinitingnan nyo, no? So we're looking at those na really very progressive, etc. But at the end of the day, sabi ko nga, hindi naman kami namimili basta-basta, no? So that's why we exposed our capabilities. But it just piques our interest more if they're thinking about enriching the lives of the communities we also want to serve, and they're forward-looking in the technology, like Metaverse, blockchain, ganyan yan, usap tayo. Anong pwede natin pagtulungan to serve whatever, the government, sabi ko nga, the farmers, so many communities that we can help together. And that's why the fintechs also very important, or startups, kasi they very focused yan lang titirahin. So very important sa amin to collaborate with them.
Alright, thank you very much. Mon, before we end, the video is finally ready. It has downloaded. So we will display this quick video. Yeah, and I have two special announcements later. Okay, let's go.
A dream to add a Filipino ingenuity to the world. While creating solutions that will make a lasting impact to the nation. That dream becomes a reality here. Right at the doorstep of Southern Missouri. The Unionbank Innovation Campus, which will rise in San Pedro Laguna, is set as the peak of the bank's digital transformation that started 5 years ago. More than a structure, it is a physical embodiment of Unionbank's commitment to innovation as a major strategic thrust for the bank. The Innovation Campus provides a digital native environment which will allow research and discovery of digital initiatives that will amplify the bank's thrust to tech entrepreneurs and enable inclusive prosperity, making sure that no one gets left behind. It's a promise of greater and bigger things to come. It's a commitment to continue our efforts in tech innovation while pioneering innovations for a better world. Welcome to Innovation's New Home.
Hey, thank you so much. Okay, so sobrang gusto niya, you'll play it twice. Okay, so I'll just make a few announcements. So we have lunch prepared. We have a restaurant and
Be updated sa news and happenings katribu. Hatid ng Daily Tribune sa inyo ang mga balitang napapanahon sa loob at labas ng bansa. Kami na ang bahala sa paghahatid sa inyo ng mga latest and reliable news. We got you covered sa programang Tribune News on Q. Mapapanood mula umaga hanggang gabi, Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube. Mga impormasyong direktang makukuha mula sa sources at diretsahang usapan. Yan ang ating damin sa inyo sa programang Straight Talk. Samahan nyo kami sa makabuluhang talakayan live tuwing Martes alas 10 ng umaga sa official Facebook page ng Daily Tribune at Tribune Now on YouTube.